Hello, my name is Wendy Whitaker-Large. I've spent this afternoon with one of my mentees, somebody I mentor, on an on-patch session, and we were analysing her latest development, which is an HMO, and she's looking to create a 6-bed HMO from a 3-bed terraced house. So she was asking me, what are the key areas of legislation and local guidance that she needs to be aware of? And I thought it would be really useful and hopefully helpful to you if I shared those 3 areas. So the first one is licensing. Now, if you have an HMO or plan to have an HMO that is going to be on 3 stories or more and has 5 or more bedrooms, you will need to be licensed. And this comes with quite a lot of extra requirements in terms of management and safety. So think carefully if you want to have a licensed HMO. If your local council is well organised and has good officers, you can work closely with those officers as you start to develop your HMO so that you can understand what the requirements are. This is a more complex field to get into, and if you're starting out, I would recommend that you start with a non-licensed HMO, just to cut your teeth and understand the process of developing your very first HMO. If you're in an area where there is additional licensing, this will also step up the requirements from the council. So be aware of what your local needs are, what the local requirements are for your local council. The second area of legal rules, if you like, that you have to adhere to is planning. Now, up to 6 bedrooms, up to 6 people sharing a house, an HMO, is counted as Class C4 in planning terms. But once you go above that and get into 7 beds or more, then you need to apply for planning permission. And this is called sui generis, and it's really a general use class for 7-bed HMOs. So if you do need to apply for planning permission, I would recommend that you do this early. It can take some time. There are various documents you need to prepare and submit to the local council along with a fee, and make sure that you followed their processes correctly. Otherwise you might find that you have to keep resubmitting it. A very useful website to help you on this process is www.planningportal.co.uk, and this website will guide you every step of the way through that process. Even if you're using an architect or a planner to help you, still it's useful for you to understand what the requirements are. So, planning and licensing. What's the third area? The third area is building regulations. This is the nuts and bolts of making sure that your HMO fulfills all the necessary building regulations and requirements to make it a safe, well-constructed building for people to be able to inhabit. Usually you can work with the buildings officer, the building control officer from your local council. You can employ an independent building control officer as well. There are many firms out there who you can pay to do the same job, and they will issue you the compliance certificate once you've finished the build, and that proves that you have met all the regulations needed to build your HMO to the correct standards. Whether you go through your local council or use an independent contractor is up to you. There are pros and cons to each method. What you've got to do is find somebody that you can work with, and find somebody who's going to advise you and make sure that your HMO is turned out correctly and meets the relevant building regulations. There is one other area. I said there were 3, but actually there's one more that I should just mention, and that is environmental health. While strictly speaking it's not one of the core 3, it's very important that you do have an understanding of the environmental health aspects of your HMO. So aspects such as bins and storage and waste management and water and so on. And being aware of those different aspects will help you to create a well-run, a well-managed HMO that not only will be a great building, but it'll also be a fantastic home. And ultimately that's what you're trying to create for your tenants, is a fantastic home for them to live in, that they can enjoy being there and benefit from your well-structured, well-developed, well-run environment. I hope this has been useful to you. I look forward to speaking to you very soon. My name's Wendy. Take care.